Welcome to the Morning Touch. I'm Darwin Campbell. The Morning Touch is brought to you by the FSBC in Glendale for your encouragement and development. We hope at the end of this lesson you will truly be encouraged. I want to share with you a few moments from the book of Exodus, chapter 14. And the topic today deals simply with this. When you've done everything you can, what next? Where do we go? Who do we turn to? The book of Exodus has an answer. As we examine the children of Israel, when they left Egypt, the Bible tells us that Pharaoh and his officials changed their mind and they set out to retrieve the Israelites and bring them back into bondage. The Bible says in Exodus 14, beginning with verse 5 and 6, they got the chariots ready. They took the troops. He took 600 of his best chariots and all of the rest of the chariots of Egypt with officers in each one. And then the Pharaoh, he pursued the Israelites. And the Egyptians came out into the desert after the Israelites. All of Pharaoh's chariots and horses, his horsemen, his army, he chased after them. And the Bible tells us that he caught up with them, and then the move was to be made to bring them back. As Pharaoh approached Israel, verse 10, the Israelites looked up and saw the Egyptians coming after them. The Israelites were terrified and cried out to the Lord for help. They said to Moses, "Is it because there are no graves in Egypt that you took us and brought us out here to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us in bringing us out of Egypt? Leave us alone that we may go back and serve the Egyptians. It would be better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness." Here's Moses' answer. Moses said to the people, "Don't be afraid. Stand firm and see the Lord's salvation. He will provide for you today. For the Egyptians you see today, you will never see them again." You know, that, my friends, is amazing. Because here is a situation where the Egyptians have come against Israel, who had just been released from 400 years of bondage. The significance of this is the fact that the Israelites seem to forget how good God has been to them. Coming out of it, there was a challenge, and that challenge was the fact that Pharaoh changed his mind and wanted to bring them back. But the significance of this is the fact that when you've done all you can do, and this is where the Israelites were, they were in the wilderness having left Egypt. They were as powerful as they're going to be. They didn't have a lot of weapons, and this is significance. The fact of the matter is, the Egyptians marched out against the Israelites. And when they marched out, the Israelites felt defeated. They felt hopeless. They were ready to give up. They were ready to go back into slavery. They cried out to the Lord, "Help us." They looked to Moses and said, "What are we going to do about this?" Moses says, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Stand firm and watch what the Lord is going to do. He will provide for us today. And these Egyptians you will see no more." What's the significance? When you've done everything you can do and your back is against the wall, that's when God will step in and do what you can't do. Let me say that again. When you've done everything you can do and your back is against the wall, just like the Israelites, they thought they were defeated. They thought it was over. They thought they were going back to Egypt. But God had something to say through Moses. He said, "Stand still, see the salvation of the Lord, and these people you will not see." And as Paul Harvey used to say, we know the rest of the story. The Egyptians take it. When we're ready to throw in the towel, when we're ready to give up and quit, when we've done all that we can do, that's when God will. You know, it's quite amazing. Many of us today are facing quite a bit. We've done all we can do to pay our bills. We've done all we can do to find a job. We've done all we can do to pay our creditors. We've done all we can do to pray for help. We've done all we can do using up our finances and our money. In COVID-19, many of us are facing eviction. We're facing repossessions. We're facing medical issues that will bring medical bills that we cannot pay. Yes, indeed, just like the Israelites, our backs are against the wall. The devil and his evils and his armies have marched against us. We don't know where to turn. We don't. If you find yourself at the brink of homelessness, helplessness, hopelessness, when you've done everything you can do, God stepped in. Moses told them to step back, stand still, and watch the salvation of the Lord, because the Egyptians that they were watching, marching against them, they would see no more. And it was a truth, because God himself judged Egypt and they were destroyed in the Red Sea. And we trust in him no matter how tall the wall is for us to hurdle, no matter how tough it is out there. And it seems like we just aren't going to make it. When your back is against the wall, that's when God will step into your life. That's when God will step in and send you the answer, send you relief. But my friends, you must trust him. Hebrews 11:6 says, the one that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Do you believe God is? Do you believe he rewards? Because if you do, where you are now, don't be discouraged. Don't be upset. Don't give up and don't quit. God will step in and God will do the things that you have not been able to do. It is time for you to sharpen your faith and to sharpen your trust in God. We learn from Exodus 14 that God will and God can. He helped the Israelites. He will help you in faith. That's when God will step in and do for you what you can't do for yourself. Believe and trust in God today. This is our hope and prayer. The Morning Touch is brought to you by the FSBC in Glendale for your encouragement. I hope that you've been encouraged where you are today. We all are going through some things, but we must trust and believe that when we've done all we can, that's when God will step in and do what we can't do. God bless you and keep you. And I hope, trust, and pray this has been an encouragement to you. Reach out to us if you're in need of prayer or help. We'll see you next time on The Morning Touch.